night we pray, kneeling low, hear what we say. Freedom calls in every tone. Faith is built on hearts of stone. Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp, they cut right through. Real talk for the soul's appeal. Prayers rise up, the wounds they heal. Lift our voices to the sky, a righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down, for the Father wears the crown. Each step brings another fight. Breaking chains, we're seeking light. Voice of power won't be tamed. With His love, we're never shamed. Lift our voices to the sky, a righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down, for the Father wears the crown. From the ashes we shall rise. Hope is found deep in our eyes. Every word a battle cry. With the Father none deny.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you guys. Welcome back to ARP in the morning. I'm your host, Wise, man, and I appreciate you guys pulling up and hanging out with me today, man. We're running a little bit behind, but as you guys know, traveling over the weekend, took an early flight this morning out from South Carolina. So I'm literally an hour and a half or so off the plane, getting to the house and ready to get the show popping, man. So appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already, man. And I appreciate you guys pulling up with me. And, we normally do this at 9:30, but, just running a couple minutes behind, I put it out there that, hey, we'll get this thing started at 10:05. I was able to get everything uploaded, all my videos, all my clips and everything all uploaded and ready to go. So I'm like, hey, man, let's get the show started. We already running behind. Shout out to Sister Marie Noose. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. GA in the building. What up, Joseph Orsini? How you doing this morning, man? And happy belated Mother's Day to all. And I want to second that from Joseph Orsini. Happy belated Mother's Day to each and every one of you all. I hope you had a great day yesterday, a great weekend yesterday. Wishing each and every one of the mothers out there many, many more. Appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to JJ O'Hara. Shout out to my guy Coaster. All the blues in the building. What up, Ginger Snap actress? Shout out to the blues. We got who we got up in here? We got Costa, Renee Suzanne. We got Zephyr K9. Shout out to you. Appreciate you all pulling up this morning, keeping things peaceful in the chat. We have 97 people in here right off the rip, which is awesome. Please make sure all 97 people hit that daggone like button for me. Please do so. I do appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to Scott Young. What's going on with you, man? Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Shout out. And I want to show some love, man, to my guy, Jeff, down in South Carolina, man. We had a great time hanging out with him and a lot of golf and a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. It's always a good time, when I get a chance to connect with with my guy Jeff down there, man. It's always a good time. The golf tournament, man, it was awesome on Friday. Good food, great course. We had a great time. It was awesome. Actually played pretty well. Our group, we shot a 58. We didn't win, but that's a respectable number. When you do one of those charity, four-way captain choice type tournaments. The fact that we shot a 58, I believe we had maybe 12 birdies or something along those lines, which was awesome. And I thought we put up a pretty respectable number, but man, we needed to shoot a 50 to win. And yeah, we were just 8 strokes off of that. But we wasn't dead last either. So definitely appreciate that, man. What's going on, Monisa? How you doing this morning, sister? Appreciate you pulling up. California in the building. What's going on with you? Man, we got a good show. We got some good news to talk about from over the weekend, and we got to get into that. We got to talk about that. And we also got to talk about some craziness that happened over the weekend as well. Shout out to Toy Mafia, and thank you, Regina. I appreciate the kind words, man. She says, "Good morning. I look forward to your podcast. You speak the truth and not just plain false ideology." And I really, really appreciate that, man. That's what we try to do here on a day-to-day basis, man. Here on A Righteous Perspective, we fight an uphill battle, but I'm here for the fight, man. And you guys are here with me, so I definitely appreciate that. What's going on, Renee Suzanne? Hope all is well with you. What up, Pam Westcott? Larry Montgomery, what's going on with you? Appreciate you all pulling up this morning. Like I said, if you hadn't hit that like button, please make sure you do so. We are going to get the show started. Super chats will stop the show. Super thanks will stop the show. Anybody that joins the ARP family, that will stop the show as well. Anybody that gives an ARP family membership, that will stop the show, and they will be acknowledged as quickly as possible. Hey, shout out to all the ARP family members, everybody that pulls up and supports the channel and just rocks with us on a day-to-day basis, man. Make sure you guys are sharing this on Facebook, X. We are streaming on X and obviously YouTube, but make sure you share this as well on X. There's some people that need to see this on Facebook, on Reddit. There's some places people need to hear this type of content because this is the type of stuff that you're probably not gonna get on your legacy outfits. What up, RJ Hudson? What's going on with you, brother? Hope all is well with you down there in South Cac. I was just down your way, man. It was cool down there too, man. It was chill. It was more. It was a lot cooler down there than it is up here in Maryland, which was surprising, man. Friday was, it was a little warm, but Saturday, Sunday, man, it was on the chillier side of things. I was surprised. What up, Queen Chloe? How you doing this morning? I'm hoping you got your Starbucks with your pinky in the air. What's up, Nelly? How you doing this morning? What's going on? What up, Billboard Bills? How's it going this morning? What up, Peanut the MC? Appreciate you pulling up this morning, man. Hope all is well with you. And at the airport, man, and I did not get their names, man. And it was late. It was late, and I was tired as all get out. But did run into a couple people that watched the show and watched the channel, man, and was able to chop it up with them for a quick second. So if you all are watching, hey, let me know in the chat. I didn't get your names, and my apologies. But I was tired as all get out, man. It had been a long day for me, on Friday, man. So, but I do definitely appreciate you guys, man. Definitely appreciate you guys. What up, Jason? How you doing, brother? I got your email, man. I will respond. I just been traveling. I've been out of pocket for the past couple days, man. But I'll respond to you a little later today. What's going on, man? Y'all make sure y'all go check out my guy Jason over at Dear Woke Christian, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out over there. What up, Brian Gable? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you all pulling up. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. What up, Quincy James? What up, Dion? How you doing this morning, sister? Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well. We are going to get the show started right now. Queen Chloe says, my hubby loves golf. He played in a lot of the charity events. Yeah, it's always a good time, man. It is. It's always a good time. And you don't have as much pressure. You don't have as much pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? Everything doesn't depend on you. But I played pretty well. I played pretty well. I held my own. I definitely did that. Definitely did that. What's up, Randy? How you doing this morning, brother? Hope all is well. All right. All right, let's get the show started. Like I said, hit that like button if you haven't done so for me already. Super chats will stop the show. Super thanks will stop the show. Anybody that joins the ARP family will stop the show. And anybody that gifts an ARP family membership, that will stop the show and they will be acknowledged as well. What up, True Texan? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Fire Dog? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you all pulling up. And shout out to the folks down there in South Carolina, man. It was freaking awesome, man. We had a good time, man. Had a good time, man. But yeah, running a little late. Like I said, I literally just off a plane maybe an hour and a half or so ago at this point. Man, I guess maybe an hour 45, almost 2 hours at this point, man. But we still got to make it do what it do, man. So let's get the show started, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. What's up, Mika? How you doing this morning? Y'all make sure y'all go check out Mika over at Red Cup Talks, man. She's doing great work over there. And, on point with my guy, Van. Let's get it popping.
It was a very positive process. We have reached an agreement on a 90-day pause and substantially moved down the tariff levels. Both sides on the reciprocal tariffs will move their tariffs down 115%. We had very robust discussions. Both sides showed great respect.
All righty, so let's get into it, man. So over the weekend, I'm sure you guys have heard it already. I'm not messing with y'all in the chat right now. But over the weekend, in Geneva, Switzerland, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, or Bessent, I always mess his name up. I want to call him Bessent so bad. I don't know why. And there was another guy out there, Trade Representative Jameson Greer, just announced a major breakthrough in trade talks with China. A lot of folks said that it wouldn't be done. It couldn't be done, but it is. They're making some strides here. They finally struck a deal over the weekend to cut the U.S. trade deficit to start de-escalating the trade war. This is huge. This is huge news because for years, China has been running roughshod over American workers, flooding our markets with cheap goods and racking up massive trade deficits. We're talking $295 billion last year alone. I got to repeat that for y'all. $295 billion last year alone in a trade deficit. We're getting our daggone tails kicked out here. And for whatever reason, we got liberals out here that they love it. They feel like this is how it's supposed to be. I don't agree with it, but I'm sure you guys have heard it. Trump's tariffs, they've been they have been the stick. It's been the stick to get China to the table. And now finally, we're seeing some real progress. And the deal is this. The US and China agreed to drastically roll back tariffs on each other's goods for an initial 90-day period, which means that the US will temporarily lower its overall tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% down to 30%, while China will cut its levies on American imports from 125 to 10%. Now, why does that matter? Why does that matter? Remember, the US is bleeding cash on trade and has been for quite some time. And that's why Trump declared a national emergency and slapped on the tariffs in the first place. It was to force the other side to play fair instead of taking us to the cleaners like they've been doing for quite some time. And guess what? Those tariffs have produced leverage because China came to the table. Now, any of you guys that watch CNN, or as Mika said, calls it a China News Network, if anybody that watch these people have been pro-China. It's the craziest thing. How are you an American citizen and you are pro everything except for America? It makes absolutely no sense to me. No sense at all. None. It's just ridiculous to me. But apparently, both sides, they decided that folding, wholesale wasn't a complete option, until it wasn't. So I'm glad to see this, and I'm glad to, see this happen. I'm interested to hear the conversations, and we're going to look at a couple clips, but I'm interested to hear the conversations that are being had on CNN. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of the conversation that will happen today, because this news broke over the weekend. So, the big channels, you got the weekend networks, or the weekend folks, they talking about it, but the big guys on these networks, I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say about it. But what we do know is, right off the rip, we do know that, establishment press, they are not celebrating this. Y'all know this. How do you not celebrate a win for America? I just don't understand these people. But they want to see Trump fail. And in a sense, in the grand scheme of things, they want to see America fail. That's really what this is about. The media and the Democrats, they've spent weeks insisting that Xi Jinping would never blink. He wouldn't bend. That America couldn't force concessions, that Trump's tariffs would collapse our own economy. I don't know if you guys are in the market, but the market is booming right now. I don't know if you guys are looking at the crypto market right now. The crypto market is booming right now. Bitcoin back over 100,000. And some of the other, smaller, I guess what people would call maybe meme coins or some of the altcoins, they're starting to do numbers as well. They said that it would that these tariffs and all this, it's going to collapse. It's going to collapse the company. It's going to break things. How's that working out right now? Here we are with a breakthrough deal with the UK, and now serious progress in Geneva. And speaking of the media, Howard Lutnick, he was recently on CNN over the weekend where he schooled Dana Bash over her fake economist routine over Trump's tariffs. We got to take a listen to it real fast. But if you guys are not looking at the market, look at it. Go look at it for yourself. S&P is up. The crypto market is up. All those folks that was like, oh man, they lost money. Those accounts are starting to look nice now. They're starting to look nice again. Come on, man. I don't understand why anybody would bet against Trump. I don't know why you do it. Why would you bet against Trump? I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
The cost of tariffs are paid by American consumers. We've been talking about this. So should Americans be
I disagree
prepared?
with that,
Well, okay. But most economists, I would say, disagree with you on that. And we have seen it being passed off time and time again to the American consumer. But regardless of that, just on the policy, this is what I want to ask you about. Is the 10% tariff that we're seeing in the framework for the UK going to be in place for the foreseeable future?
So we do expect a 10% baseline tariff to be in place for the foreseeable future. But don't buy the silly arguments that the U.S. consumer pays. Businesses, their job is to try to sell to the American consumer. And domestically produced products are not going to have that tariff. So the foreigners
So who's going to eat the tariffs?
Finally have to compete. They're going to have to compete. What happens is the businesses and the countries primarily eat the tariff.
Hey, female KC Royals fan from Nebraska, I want to answer your question real fast. I'm going to give you one thing, but what do we import from the UK? I mean, those your jet engines, a lot of people don't know this, but Rolls-Royce, which is a company based out the UK, they build jet engines, for fighter jets. And, they build these Rolls-Royce jet engines for, private jets and fighter jets and things of that nature. So they're pretty important. And obviously, they're not going to come over here and build those things here, And then obviously, the hoity-toity people, like Mika and some of these other folks up in here, Dion, some of these other folks up in here, that can afford a Rolls-Royce, hey, they import those Rolls-Royces up in here. But back to Dana Bash. Most economists say, come on, man. Listen to the experts. Yeah, like the experts on CNN, like they've never gotten it wrong. And shout out to Lutnick for not budging. Shout out to him, man. Tariffs, if they're done right, they don't have to be a tax on the American consumer. It's a weapon against foreign exploitation. These tariffs, they gave teeth to strategy, letting us match China's tariffs and dismantle non-tariff barriers that's gutted U.S. manufacturing for decades. Shout out to Francine Mata, new ARP family member. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you very much. But people got to understand, man, that, China, I mean, how many millions of jobs have they taken from us? We have a lot of unskilled labor in this country. Everybody is not a college graduate, and everybody's not some tech engineer, and they're not going to write code. That's not going to be the case. We do have a large swath of unskilled labor that could be doing the positions, and once upon a time, they did do the jobs. Once upon a time, they did do the jobs that were sent over to China. Millions of jobs. When foreign producers face reciprocal duties, they either lower prices to stay competitive or lose market share to domestic suppliers. The 2025 recalibration started rocky, but chaos is part of the playbook. It's part of the process, forcing adversaries to the table. People kept, these folks, shout out the Red Bucks with the $1.99 super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. But a lot of folks, they, if you listen to legacy media and things of that nature, they're talking about all these folks are our allies and this, that, and the third. I'm like, man, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want friends that's going to steal from me. I don't want friends that's going to make sure that I get the short end of the stick all the time. Who needs friends like that? Seriously. We're starting to see countries come to the table left and right. You know why? Because they have to. This is the best. This is the largest economy in the country. Everybody makes money here. When you got countries like China, 40% of their revenue comes here, and all of a sudden it comes to a screeching halt. See, the thing is that this information, the way that we can, disseminate information, it doesn't come out like that in China. But those folks are hurting over there, man. They've been hurting over there. Layoffs. China right now is in somewhat of a recession right now because they hadn't been able to make money over here. This is real. They had ships that came over here that they wouldn't let them unload.
Has a $1.2 trillion trade deficit. That means other people are selling us goods that more than we are selling them. And that's just not balanced. It's not fair. We're losing $1.2 trillion a year, of which directly and indirectly to China, that's about $1 trillion. China sells goods to Vietnam. Vietnam repackages them and sells them to us. So the idea is the president wants balanced and fair trade, and tariffs are the tool to create balanced and fair trade. It's just unsustainable for $1.2 trillion to be exported to the rest of the world, meaning our money is going to the rest of the world. It's building them up. And over time, it's taken us down. And the president's here to fix it. So that's what he's trying to do with his tariffs.
That's it. That's all this is. That is all this is. This was a strategy to even out the playing field. Simple as that, man. And look at Dana, like the rest of the mainstream, looking pretty upset, which tells you everything that you need to know. They would rather Trump's strategy fail than admit that this actually seems to be working. And the thing is that they want Trump's strategy to fail, which means that they want America to fail. That means that they want you and I to fail. That's what they want. Because when it comes to China, yes, imports, we saw imports plummet because those tariffs are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. cutting off the flood of underpriced goods while we reset the rules. And no, consumers aren't being crushed under sudden price spikes. The real inflation that we've suffered under Biden is the result of reckless money printing, not these measured duties that restore balance. In fact, the Biden administration doubled down on Trump's China tariffs during that administration. The one thing that they probably got right. And guess what? There was no outrage. There was no outrage from mainstream media. Crickets. And now look, I get that these tariffs, they're not a magic wand. They're not. They're a tool. But some Democrats whine that these tariffs, they hurt truck drivers. Tariffs raise your grocery bill. Meanwhile, they never one time complained when Biden kept Trump's first term tariffs. We also did not hear them really discuss the 29% in inflation. The Biden administration didn't take any blame when eggs was almost $10 a daggone, or in some cases over $10 for a dozen. These people are so one-sided, and I'm so glad that it's starting to be put out there for the masses to see how one-sided these people are. And let's be honest, none of these sneers, from liberal media or congressional grandstanders matter when the markets start cheering. U.S. equities, like I said earlier, U.S. equities hit new highs on the back of these deals. Small businesses are buzzing about fresh export orders, and the global press is scrambling to rewrite their headlines now. Will cable news admit that they were wrong? Probably not. Do not hold your breath. Do not hold your breath. They are not going to admit that they were wrong. And what I have been talking about on this channel for quite some time, even when the market was down, I was saying, wait and see. And I think a lot of us on this side of things were like, wait and see. You can't make a judgment call, on a plan after the first, 4 months of the administration. You can't do that. Sit back, wait, and let's see how it plays out. And look at us. Look at us. So here's where we stand. The talks in Geneva, very productive. The overall strategy, fair trade over free trade. The overall strategy, fair trade over free trade. That's not, that's not a crazy stance. We just want fair trade. We just want to stop getting beat. That's it. Fair trade over free trade. Calibrating duties to balance deficits. Protecting critical industries with exemptions. And forcing everyone to pay attention to U.S. producers. If you're rooting for America to win, you see this for what it is. The Trump economic playbook in action, bold, unapologetic, results-driven. If you're banking on seeing them flop, or you're betting on America to lose, or you're hoping that we lose, I'm sorry to disappoint you, man. You're watching his opponents eat crow in real time. But let me know what you guys think about this, man. Let me know what you guys think about this in the chat. Let me know. Is the trade war, is it going to finally pay off? I think it is. I think it is. And how many more fair trade deals do you want to see before the mainstream press gives Trump a shred of credit? Drop your thoughts, man, in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think about this, man. Will they give President Trump his props? I'm showing my age. I'm giving you guys some old school slang. Will they give him his props? I was telling people, they were like, man, should I pull my money out? No. Matter of fact, this is when you buy. This was a couple weeks back. I'm like, the market's on discount right now. Don't pull your money out. Buy. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Not a financial advisor. And I want to let people know that I'm not a financial advisor. So I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just talking about me. I'm just talking about me. I'm looking at it. Anybody that asks me personally, I'm like, do not pull your money out. Do not do it. Do not pull your money out. Anybody that asks me personally, I had a couple people call me. He's like, man, I know you know. I'm like, do not pull your money out. I was like, matter of fact, if you got some bread, purchase. This is when you should be buying. The market's at a discount right now. Now, look, anybody that took that advice, they're looking at their accounts right now and they're like, man, not bad. And Quincy James, you're absolutely right. No one wants to talk about the Pakistan Indian deal. No one wants to talk about that, man. These people are on the verge of wiping each other out. Crickets from mainstream media. They're so one-sided, man. It's so ridiculous. And this is a huge win for American companies. This is a huge win for American companies. Oh, Faithful, you're absolutely right. Food, grocery bills are coming down. Gas prices are starting to creep down. Oh, yeah. Now, Dion, I think they should, and he does deserve one, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to give it. They're not going to do it. What's going on, Guy Green? All right. Let's move on to the next story here. We got another one to get into. We started the show a little late, so anybody that did just pull out, hey, we did start the show a little late, just a little bit. But let's get to the next story.
We are going to continue on with some breaking news that we are following. Let's take you out right now to New Jersey, right outside of a ICE detention center. And this is where a protest with Democrats turned a little bit upside down. And for more on this, I do want to bring in our my colleague Andrew Kraft to break it all down for us, who has been following this story. It even involves an arrest of a New Jersey mayor. Andrew.
Yeah, Mike, there's a lot happening in Newark today, aside from the problems at the airport with yet another radar outage there. We are learning, we're getting a statement in from the Department of Homeland Security, and they say this, that today, as a bus of detainees was entering the security gate of Delaney Hall Detention Center, you see there, Delaney Hall, that's a live picture, DHS says a group of protesters, including 2 members of U.S. Congress, stormed the gate and broke into the detention facility. The members, Robert Menendez Jr. and Bonnie Watson Coleman, and multiple protesters are holed up in a guard shack, the first security checkpoint. These members of Congress storming into a detention facility goes beyond bizarre political stunt and puts the safety of our law enforcement agents and the detainees at risk. DHS says members of Congress are not above the law and cannot illegally break into detention facilities. Had these members requested a tour, we would have facilitated a tour of the facility. This is an evolving situation. The allegations by Newark politicians that Delaney does not have the proper permitting is false, they say. We have valid permits, and inspection from plumbing, electricity to fire codes has been clear. That's a statement in from the Department of Homeland Security. So 2 of these New Jersey Democrats from the House, Bonnie Watson Coleman and Robert Menendez Jr., are involved in this, as is, Mike, the Democratic mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Alina.
Okay. Okay. All right. So a few days ago, a band of New Jersey Democrats, a band of New Jersey Democrats, let's just call them what they are, led by Newark's own mayor, Ras Baraka. We talked about him about a week ago, who just so happens to be eyeing the governor's mansion. I don't know if you guys knew this, but he would like to run for governor of New Jersey, decided that They simply had to rescue the inmates at the local ICE detention center out there in Newark, the one that they just reopened. Never mind that this place houses convicted rapists, gangbangers, people who have committed homicide. Never mind that. They got to storm it and they want to break these people out. Baraka and company, they rolled up in full political stunt mode, breaching a secured federal facility. Now, they should all be locked up. They should all be facing federal charges right now. They should. It's freaking ridiculous. Can somebody make it make sense for me, please? Seriously. Can somebody make it make sense? Please. Seriously. Can somebody make this make sense for me, man? How do you... You're an elected official, but your priorities are all out of whack. You're prioritizing checking on criminals in ICE facilities over, I don't know, actually legislating for your constituents? It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. In true Democrat fashion, they flipped the script from we're upholding the rule of law to woe is me, the Trump administration is fascist, all while they're the ones trespassing, assaulting federal officers on camera, and then whining for sympathy. And yes, assaulting federal officers. A Trump administration spokesperson was just on CNN and confirmed that DHS has footage of elected officials body slamming ICE officials. You guys got to see it for yourself. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
There will likely be more arrests coming. We actually have body camera footage of some of these members of Congress assaulting our ICE enforcement officers, including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video of members of Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay, and so if you have that video, are you suggesting that members of Congress will be arrested who were there yesterday?
This is an ongoing investigation, and that is definitely on the table.
Who has the video?
ICE does, and we will be releasing that very shortly.
Okay. Let's talk about...
Lock them up. Lock them up. If anybody else did what they did, they would be in jail right now. Lock them up. They get no reprieve. They get no slaps on the wrist. Lock them up. They picked up a woman, ICE agent, and slammed her behind. Lock them up. And to be honest with you, if you were a part of it, no different than if you were in a car and some folks committed a crime, if you're in the car with them, you're going to jail for the crime that they committed. So I don't care if one or two of them went in there but didn't touch anybody. You were a part of the crew. Lock their behinds up. And they need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Make an example out of these people. Seriously. Make an example out of these people. It is high time for some daggone accountability. It is high time for some daggone accountability. Because according to our friends over on the left, this should amount to an insurrection, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? So maybe we should let them go through what they put grandmothers through for picking up trash and walking through the Capitol. But the fact that they assaulted ICE agents, who, by the way, are just doing their daggone jobs, man. Y'all body slam a female ICE agent? Come on, man. I hope the young lady is okay. I hope. That's concrete out there, man. I mean, but this is a glaring example of how taxpayer-funded positions are weaponized for performative chaos. Law enforcement safety and mission integrity are non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. And if verified, these acts should trigger immediate accountability, not partisan finger-pointing. Federal charges. Federal charges. I hope President Trump has the cojones to say, hey, if they did it, prosecute them. Fullest extent of the law. An example must be made. Now, I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath on the media to help hold them accountable. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. I'm not going to hold my breath on, MSDNC or CNN or any of these other, legacy, media hacks. I'm not going to hold my breath on them holding them accountable. But just for a quick second, now we don't act like this. But just imagine if Republicans tried to trespass into a, maybe Planned Parenthood or storm some sanctuary city jail. Could you imagine? It would be cease and desist orders, FBI raids, 24/7 cable covers demanding blood, demanding their heads, demanding that they be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But when Democrats break federal law on video, it's crickets. Crickets. They get to brandish victimhood like a hashtag and expect the country to rally behind them. I don't think so. Just in that little bit of clip of the video, we saw you pushing and shoving ICE agents. We see the body cam footage. You guys are dead wrong for that. And speaking of accountability, let's talk about the ringleader of this entire circus here, Sandy Ocasio, better known as AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but I like to call her Sandy Ocasio. This lady is out here actually encouraging her fellow Democrats to storm ICE detention facilities, claiming that they know that they can't come for us all. A sitting member of Congress is calling for more law breaking, more chaos, all while pretending that she's some kind of, resistance hero. You can't make this stuff up, man. You cannot make this stuff up. These people are outrageous.
And now what DHS is trying to say, again, they're using public intimidation because they know that they cannot come for us all. They know that they cannot come for us all. And recently what they said is that DHS is allegedly looking into arresting members of Congress who were showing up for their legal and constitutional obligation to conduct oversight. If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem. You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative, or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem. Because the people who are breaking the law are the people who are not abiding by it. And it is enshrined in the law that members of Congress who show up to ICE and CBP facilities are required to be granted access, legally required to be granted access. And they legally cannot be inhibited from accessing these facilities to conduct their constitutional obligation to investigate and conduct oversight. So if Kristi Noem wants to break the law That's on her. But it sure as hell is not someone like Representative Robert Menendez that needs to be arrested. Okay?
Over or under 2 or more drinks. 2 drinks, 3 drinks, over and under. Which I'm gonna take the over. 2 plus drinks in. This is ridiculous. So they have the right to conduct oversight. That may be, but do it the right way. Call DHS, set up a tour, and you're golden. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. Call DHS, set up a tour, and you'll be good to go. But you don't just get to show up at these ICE facilities, and try to bully your way in. You don't get to do that. Members of Congress, they can be arrested for physically touching, pushing, or shoving ICE agents at a federal detention facility. You can go to jail. And just because you're a member of Congress, it doesn't absolve you from the law. Matter of fact, being a member of Congress, you should be setting a standard. People should be able to look to you and say, hey, this is how a citizen is supposed to conduct themselves. Last time I checked, just because you are part of Congress, whether you're a representative, part of any administration, you're a senator, it doesn't absolve you from federal law or any state law or any law out there. They're not immune from criminal liability for such actions. Congressional immunity under speech or debate clause protects legislators from arrest or prosecution only for activities directly related to their legislative duties, such as voting or speaking on the floor. Physical assault or interference with federal officers like ICE agents falls well outside that protection and could violate federal law, which prohibits assaulting, resisting, or impeding federal officers in the performance of their duties. Penalties can include fines or imprisonment, depending on how severe it is. So no, AOC, a crime is still a crime, and it can still be punished, and it should be punished to the full extent of the law. Set an example. But these people are out here crying wolf like they were wrong. Representative Bonnie Coleman from New Jersey, she even went as far as to say that nothing happened Friday at the ICE facility in New Jersey. These people are outrageous, man. Bold-faced liars.
No reason for it. Nothing happened other than the chaos that they created themselves. If anything, we were pushed and shoved and found in a very vulnerable situation for the three of us.
How do you get on here with a straight face and say that chaos that they created when y'all showed up to their place of business? This is where they do their job at. Y'all showed up there, uninvited. The chaos that they created? Really? This lady has the nerve to get on CNN and say, we were pushed and shoved? Don't believe the body cams? These people are unbelievable, man. They are unbelievable. Y'all see this lady in the red? Look at, I think that's a lady. I think that's a lady. Nobody's above the law, man. Nobody's above the law. And the body cam is there. And I'm sure there's a whole lot more of that. It lays it out pretty clear to me. It lays it out pretty clear to me. And here's the bottom line, man. Democrats run into the front lines for illegal immigrants and criminals, yet barely glance at struggling American families, as if law-abiding citizens are an afterthought to these people. They want headlines about caring for the vulnerable, but day-to-day living standards for New Jersey's own elderly and working poor, abysmal. And you won't hear any of these people talk about it. When it comes to the Democrat Party, man, it is America last. Come through in every chaotic protest that they stage. America last. That's what you see. So my question to you, is this. Are we going to keep letting these political attention grabbers break the law, assault officers, and then attempt to play the victim card? Are we going to continue to do that? Because in my opinion, man, it is getting very old. I mean, it is high time for that these people be held accountable. Censor if you must. Expel if you can muster up the votes. Because today it's New Jersey Democrats at an ICE facility. Tomorrow it could be anyone, with the left-wing cause out there acting the daggone fool. Shout out to Marla with the $1.99 or $2 super chat. Says MTG visited J6. She couldn't. I guess maybe there's a did in there. But thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. These people are something else, man. They really are, man. They really are. They are something else, man. But if you break the law, you got to face the music, man. No special treatment, no special rules because you are part of Congress or whatever the case may be. That's even more of a reason to throw the book at their behinds because they should know better. You are a sitting member of Congress. You are a elected official, the mayor. Y'all know better. Y'all should be held to a higher standard. Storming ICE facilities, it isn't the only thing that they're doing, though. They're also mobilizing taxpayer dollars to support people who, by definition, have no legal right to be here. I'm convinced at this point, man, is that the Democrat Party is, it's the party of globalization. It's the Marxist party. It's the Communist party. It's the Socialist party. It's the anti-America party. These people want to give our country away. They want us looking like daggone, they want us looking like some of these countries over there in Europe. Sickening, man. It's a sickness.
They are kidnapping our people off the street based on nothing but the color of their skin. This is an injustice and a tragedy and a violation of our constitutional rights.
The Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition continues to criticize the ICE roundups now happening in Nashville and other areas of the mid-state. But many are applauding the operation, including Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, who says he's proud of state troopers assisting federal agents in removing dangerous criminals, he says, off the street. We reached out to the state for the latest numbers from overnight, but the spokesperson didn't give us any new information. We can tell you troopers made nearly 600 traffic stops since the operation began a week ago. Thursday night, they reported 120 traffic stops alone, leading to 9 more people detained. That brings the total now to 103 detentions over the past week in the Nashville area.
It's our Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility.
A federal Department of Homeland Security employee called Metro Dispatch Thursday, putting in an advanced request for extra Metro police patrols at the federal ICE building in town on Sunday.
They are doing operations throughout the weekend, and they're concerned of the families having some backlash on Sunday, possibly showing up there, that kind of thing.
Protesters and families of those detained spotted the MMPD vehicles nearby, leading to accusations that Metro Police were involved or somehow even knew about ICE's operation, something the mayor and police chief have repeatedly denied.
Our police department had no knowledge of any ICE enforcement going on this past weekend.
Mayor Freddie O'Connell announced a new executive order Friday requiring all communication between federal immigration authorities and any Metro department or employee to be reported to his office within 1 business day.
I understand the ways in which it causes a gap in trust, but we know we have work to do. We are doing some of that work immediately starting today.
ICE has reported the arrests in Nashville include Tren de Aragua and MS-13 gang members and convicted sex offenders. Republican U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn praised the action in a post today.
No one wants these criminals in their community. It is a good thing that ICE is rounding them up and deporting them.
The mayor and his administration continue to condemn the crackdown, but they also say they're powerless to do much about it. Local government has no authority over federal immigration enforcement. In fact, despite the mayor's new executive order, Metro's legal department says even if they did know about the raids in advance, they likely would not have been able to alert the public.
If you try to impede or interfere with that activity, you may be charged with a federal crime.
So in a red state, what's up, Lonnie? How you doing, man? In a red state, you have liberal Nashville. In a red state, you have liberal Nashville. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about Nashville. I know I got a couple of folks that live around that area. There have been so many, implants from the West that have moved out to Nashville. A lot of it because of the country music scene, and a lot of it is because Nashville has been growing like crazy. But there's a lot of West Coast implants in Nashville now. And the foolery that they were running away from out there in California, they just brought it to Nashville. It's crazy. It is crazy. So, Tennessee's Highway Patrol, they've been teaming up with ICE recently for traffic stops, helping ICE detain more than 100 illegal immigrants so far. Now, you think that Nashville mayor, a man who campaigned on inclusivity, would be cheering federal and state forces teaming up to remove hardened criminals from their streets. And instead, he's demanding ICE cough up the names and charges against those detained, whining that families are being torn apart, and launching a fund meant to funnel money to undocumented immigrants and their relatives. Can't make this stuff up, man. Where's the fund for the people in his own city that need help? Where's the fund there? No. They don't care. They don't care anything about their actual constituents. They don't care. So you've got Tennessee's combined ICE and Highway Patrol operations removing over 100 convicted or suspected criminals, many facing very serious charges. Yet all we get from Nashville's Democratic leadership is a fundraising page for undocumented families and a plea for more federal transparency, as if arrests of lawbreakers were some kind of government conspiracy. I mean, it is mind-blowing. It's astonishing to me how far that these daggone Democrats will go to protect illegal immigrants, even at the expense of public safety and taxpayer interests. But let's step back and look at the bigger picture here. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture here. This isn't just about one mayor or one state. It's not. It's not about one mayor or one state. This is a pattern. This is a pattern that is playing out across the country. This is a pattern that is playing out across the country. This isn't about one mayor or one city. This is about a pattern that we're starting to see play out across the country. Democrats are flying to El Salvador to meet with gang leaders, storming ICE facilities, to block law enforcement, and setting up funds for criminals while forgetting who it is that they're supposed to serve. These people set up funds for criminals, people that are not supposed to be here. They do not care about the people that they are actually supposed to serve, the people that they were elected to serve, which is the American citizens. In Nashville, it would be the citizens of Nashville. Cool Ramon says that there's 4,000 homeless people in Nashville, but y'all are creating a fund for people that shouldn't be here? I mean, it's a slap in the face, man. It's a slap in the face. These people are prioritizing illegal immigrants and convicted felons over law-abiding families in their own districts. You got elderly people on fixed incomes. You got the working poor struggling to make ends meet. It's America last with these people. Point blank, period, plain and simple. They're not even hiding it anymore. They are outright in your face, basically saying, hey, we don't care about you. Screw you. It's all about these daggone illegal immigrants. It is a full-fledged, in-your-face, overt betrayal of everything that they swore to uphold when they took office. This is outrageous, man. AOC's call to storm ICE facilities isn't just reckless. It's a symptom of a deeper disease within the Democrat Party right now, where lawlessness is celebrated and accountability is a foreign concept to these people. They think that they can just do whatever they want to do. They can break the law, they can assault officers, they can assault federal officers, and then cry victimhood, expecting the media and the public to rally behind them. And the media, yeah, the media is trying to do it. But we the people, we see right through it, man. I am a firm believer that when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. And what the Democratic Party is showing us today is that they are the party that is ready to sell the nation out to the highest bidder. That's who they are. That is who they are. This is sickening, man. I would say it's a sickness, but this is their plan. Our job is to, one, continue to call it out. Two, educate those that don't see it yet. Educate those whose eyes are still closed to the madness. Those who don't know that this is who they are and this is what's happening. Our job is to educate them. That's our job. There are so many people out there, man, that are lost, man. There are so many people out there that believe that the Democrat Party is for them and for America. And they have no idea. They have no idea. And unfortunately, those are the people that are still watching legacy media. Y'all, somebody hit that like button for me. We're at 199 likes right now. We're trying to get to 200. Hit that daggone like button for me, man, if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button. And whoever is number 200, put it in the chat and let us know so we can celebrate it. And we can celebrate you. But I appreciate everybody that has pulled up this morning, man. I definitely appreciate that, man. Appreciate everybody that pulled up this morning. What's going on, B? How you doing this morning? What up, T.A. Caskey? How you doing this morning, brother? What up, Papa T and SC? All right, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you hitting that like button, man. Number 200. Thank you very much. Hey, Quincy, there are a lot of people out there that are lost. There are a good amount of people that don't want to be found. But there are still a lot of people out there. There's still hope for a lot of people out there that just don't know. They're just ignorant. And I don't say ignorant to denigrate. I say ignorant just meaning they don't know. They are unaware. They believe the propaganda from legacy media. There are a lot of people out there that believe the propaganda from legacy media. And they need to be taught. They need to be educated. Somebody has to pull their coat, man, and give them some game. And explain to them, hey, continuing to support these people is supporting your own demise. They are not your friends. They do not have your best interests at heart. Seriously. Some people, there are a lot of people out there that have no idea. And Edgar, you're right. The indoctrination and the programming that has been happening for quite some time, and you got to think about it, it actually starts, they're starting early, man. They're starting at pre-K. They're starting at pre-K. You got a lot of people out there, man, that they can't see through the lies, man. They can't see through it. They do not know that they're being lied to. They don't know that they're being bamboozled, led astray, hoodwinked. They have no idea. All right, TA, take care, brother. Something's got to shake, though, man. Seriously. Something has to shake. We got to keep the pressure. We got to keep letting it be known, like, hey, this is who these people are. And at this point now, they're not trying to hide it. They're not in the weeds. They're not, trying to be covert. They are out in your face right now with it. They are as overt as they can possibly be right now. They're not even trying to hide it. But I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. That is the show for today. I was going to do a call in, man, but I'm tired. This is I'm working on a couple of hours of sleep, and I've been moving around. Been up since like 4 something this morning, which is normal, but we were kind of out late last night and stayed up a little later than normal, so forth and so on. But it is what it is. But I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. Thank you very much. And appreciate that. Appreciate that, Papa T and SC. Is that SC as in South Carolina? I'm assuming. I'm assuming. Yeah, it was a great, Crystal. It was a great weekend. A lot of golf. Played golf all weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Played a nice course yesterday, man. We played at the Preserve at Verde. Really nice course down there in Greenville. Really nice course. Enjoyed it a lot, man. Enjoyed it a lot. All right, Papa T. Yeah, South Carolina. Okay, I figured that was the case. Quincy James said he's gonna call in next time. Hey, I'm looking forward to it, brother. I am looking forward to it. But shout out to the Blues. Appreciate you guys pulling up as always, man. Keeping things peaceful in the chat. Shout out to all my ARP family members, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much for supporting me. You know, again, happy Mother's Day or belated Mother's Day to those, to the mamas, you know, out here in the chat that watch the channel, those that will watch the replay. Happy belated Mother's Day to you all. Hope you guys had a phenomenal day yesterday and a phenomenal weekend. I definitely appreciate you guys. And, you know, the moms are, you guys are awesome, man. You know, dads are awesome as well. And we need more of that. We need more nuclear families, man. Moms and dads getting together, teamwork makes the dream work, man. But shout out to you guys, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you all. We'll be back at this thing tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, man. Tomorrow, man, we had I think we maxed. I think our peak today was maybe 230, 200, I think maybe 230 people, you know, in here, man. Bring a friend tomorrow, man. Let's run this thing up, man. I need to see, you know, 400, 500, 600 people up in here. Bring a friend. Let it be known that we do this Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Most of the time, you know, it's that. But I appreciate you guys, man. All right. I will catch up with you all a little later today. We'll have a couple short form videos that will come out a little later today, man. But keep you guys first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp,